Bellator Champion Series rematch from a spectacular title clash 1 year ago. And now they're set once again to go 5 rounds for the Bellator Middleweight World Championship. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner at 6'1", weighing in 184 3/4 pounds. As the #1 contender, he returns for his second challenge for the title as a professional. He holds 13 victories along with 3 losses. Fighting out of Birmingham, England, the challenger, Fabian the Assassin Edwards. And now the champion out of the red corner at 6'1", weighing in 184 3/4 pounds, making his 3rd defense of his title tonight. He enters undefeated at a perfect 15-0 by way of Kansas City, Missouri. He fights out of Coconut Creek, Florida, USA. He is the defending Bellator middleweight world champion, Johnny Pressure Eblen. And your referee, in charge, Mike Beltran.
Johnny Eblen, the champion in the red trunks, challenger Fabian Edwards in the black.
All right, gentlemen, first round. You ready to fight? You ready to fight?
We'll have 5-minute rounds if we need them. Southpaw stance here for Edwards. Exchange of leg kicks to open the action.
Eblen talked about the difference between fighting someone southpaw. He needs loads and loads of looks at shooting on someone of the opposite stance. It changes things slightly for him. He likes to get his head to the hip of Edwards, above his lead leg, so he can drive with his head. And what you'll see if he finds himself in that position is Edwards pulling his head to the center so he can break that posture.
You saw him hide the right hand behind the right high kick. He'll also do the opposite, will Johnny Eblen, where he'll throw the right hand and then throw the high kick behind it. Same side.
Man, that was a big high kick.
The second one early. Oh, nice uppercut. Catching Eblen coming in. Fabian Edwards turned that hand over quickly.
Both these guys looking really sharp. There's that uppercut again. Man,
Eblen's changing levels, like he's reaching for that single and following with that right hand.
Edwards tried to time the elbow again. As Eblen closed the distance, got close. A little flaring elbow attempt with the right arm from Fabian Edwards, who goes long left hand this time.
Interesting, Fabian's trying to work off that right hand this time around. Previously, he was going knee to check right hook. This time, he's looking for a left uppercut. Oh, there's the knee again he goes for. Got to be careful leaving himself on the center line.
Nice straight right by Eblen.
Oh, good right hand from Eblen.
Caught him off balance. Not sure it hurt him, but it caught him off balance for sure.
I mean, this was really the difference in that last fight, was the difference between Eblen moving forward and Fabian drifting away. The momentum behind Eblen was really what allowed him to connect with so much power. And of course, he knows he can crash forward and land in the clinch, land against the fence, and that's where the rest of his game starts to open up. Seeing some swelling on the eye of Fabian Edwards.
Around the right eye, it looks like.
Right.
Yeah, he's got a little mouse growing there.
Eblen had to spend a lot of time getting his right wrist out of that Fabian Edwards grip. Good turn off the cage from Edwards. Right back on the attack with those inside leg kicks.
Oh, tried to draw the counter to the low kick with the feint, very clever. We can see what Fabian's looking for, though. He's looking for that right uppercut, right hook. He's trying to cover himself with that big right hand that's coming around from Eblen and catch him on the center channel on the inside.
I think that's the 4th high kick attempted by Johnny Eblen here in the first round.
Beautiful penetration shot. Really nice work. Picks him up, slams him to the canvas.
Nice. Very, very nice finish by Johnny Eblen.
90 seconds left in round one. One of a possible 5. This is a Bellator middleweight title bout.
It's amazing, really, how quickly Edwards can bounce back to his feet.
Yeah, his balance is fantastic as well. Eblen did a nice job using the trampoline effect of that fence to put him down, but
Oh, and again.
Edwards popped right back up. Edwards will pop right back up here too.
Oh, that was a high energy takedown from Johnny Eblen, who just used the body lock, picked Fabian Edwards up, and slammed him back down, and that's it again.
That's college wrestling 101 right there.
It's always fascinating to see guys who are collegiate wrestlers. He was a state champion in high school. Compared to some other wrestlers that have transitioned in MMA, Johnny Eblen did not have an overly decorated collegiate wrestling career. He wasn't an All-American, he wasn't a national champion, but it has translated so well to mixed martial arts. Wrestling and the martial arts put together for Johnny Eblen have been really something to watch, as he's an undefeated pro and 185-pound champ with the short elbow.
He qualified for the NCAA championship in 2015, but didn't make All-American status that year. And maybe that lack of accolade in wrestling, there's no ego there. That transition is easy for him. He's not worried about, oh, I'm a national champ or any of that stuff.
Eblen and Edwards, a rematch for the 185-pound strap in Bellator.
All right, gentlemen, second round. Ready to fight? Ready to fight? Help.
Lead hand very active for Fabian Edwards in the opening frame.
Yeah, not an ideal first round there for Fabian. You know, he's taken down a few times, knocked off balance. Even if you don't consider that to be an effective punch, it's still, from the judge's perspective,
Sure.
Fabian being pushed back and knocked off balance by the forward pressure and momentum of Eblen. And I have to say, a star-studded cast in the corner of Johnny Eblen as well. Mike Brown, Josh Silveira, and Dyer Davis, the son of Howard Davis Jr. A great boxer in his own right, and also a fantastic boxing coach at American Top Team. A lot of knowledge in that corner. Lovely counter left from Fabian, though. Got his head out the way. Clips him with the right hand, straight into a level change. Fabian's on that wrist control. He's got to try and free that lead leg. You can see Eblen really driving himself off the canvas into Fabian. Tries to turn. Eblen chases him. Catches that back ankle, tries to drag him away. Beautiful footwork by Fabian just to get some space for a moment, but Eblen is relentless.
Nice second effort by Johnny to run the pipe and finish that head outside single. Fabian definitely made him work for that one.
And you've got to wonder if there's a point where Fabian starts to slow down in his scrambling and his takedown defense. We didn't see it in the last fight. We saw 2 rounds of him really doing a good job defending, but we're here in the second round, 2 minutes in, and Fabian is on the floor, potentially for longer than he has been in both of these fights put together with Eblen, defending an arm triangle here.
Out of danger for now, Fabian Edwards. Gonna have to try and get an underhook back, see if he can work his way up. Eblen tries the elbow with the left arm.
Yeah, he dropped that elbow with a lot of weight and then kept it there as a frame. Trying to get some strikes off here, but Fabian's managing to avoid most of them. He's got to make this half guard work for him, but there's no space between Eblen's chest and the hip of Fabian.
Eblen's working for that bottom wrist, that seat belt. He trapped it with his shin there for a second. He was trying to control it and force it under Fabian Edwards.
Oh, man.
Fabian wasn't having any of it.
Same takedown we saw twice in the first round.
Off the back of the head.
Johnny Eblen returns Fabian Edwards to the mat. smothering pressure.
Watch the back of the head,
The
Johnny.
former
all right?
Mizzou Tiger.
Just a ankle ride cross body by Eblen, keeping his hips on Fabian Edwards' hips and making it difficult for Fabian, making him carry all that weight. Switching up, he's going to pick him up and drop him again.
What was the point in that grip switch?
He's readjusting to do that, to pick him up and put him down. You try and do it with a loose grip, he'll slip out. You won't get him. You got to get a good bite on that hip and pick his center up. Yep.
I see. So he's like getting a real good bite on the hip, so there's no space there.
That gives him the torque to pick him up and put him back down.
And Eblen is constantly turning Fabian towards, you know, almost trying to plant him on his head. Of course, he's got to be careful because spiking is illegal in mixed martial arts, but these are beautiful takedowns that Fabian is having to endure right now. This is a better spot for Fabian. He's got to be more aggressive, though. He can't let Eblen off the hook here while he's up against the fence.
Good indication from the gas tank of Fabian Edwards, who did not waste any time with taking big, deep breaths after that wrestling defense. Just got right back on the bicycle and started striking again.
Tried with the elbow. You can clearly see that the team of Fabian Edwards have looked at that last fight and what Eblen was having success with, and they've tried to add counters in there. You'll notice that Fabian, when he's throwing that inside low kick, he leaves his head on the center line, and he's trying to get Eblen to counter it when he feints so he can slip and counter the counter. Beautiful, like he did there.
Johnny Eblen with a lot of torque, a lot of power on display there.
Ready to fight. Go.
Eblen in the red trunks. He's defending his Bellator middleweight belt. The challenger is Fabian Edwards in the black trunks.
Third round. This is where the finish came last time. Do we see championship rounds in this one? Do they make it out of the third round?
Eblen has an interesting tendency to tell you that you didn't hit him when you almost hit him.
He might be telling himself.
Maybe.
Like, no, that one didn't hit me.
Nope.
You know, talking to both of these guys earlier this week, I did a face-off with them, and it was really interesting to see how matter-of-fact and honest and mature they were about their state in the sport and in the fight against one another, how each other had so much potential and how difficult this fight could potentially be for them. And you can see how that's playing out. They've got a lot of respect for one another, but there's very much a chess match going on here. Edwards got a few different counters that he's trying to play off, the things that he's expecting from Eblen. And Eblen trying to fool Fabian Edwards so he can get in on those hips and work those takedowns, which, as he knows from that first time around, was not an easy thing to do. He's being far more intelligent about his setup this time. There's that beautiful uppercut counter.
Yeah. And Johnny waving it off.
The thing that Johnny's got to do is he's got to acknowledge that technique is there. Like, he could start to think about it, he gets hit with it again, even though it's to the body, racking up points, and one of them, you sink that fist into the solar plexus and it can steal your soul.
Well, it serves the dual purpose of Johnny Eblen can't dive down to the hips or legs of Fabian Edwards without potentially running straight onto that fist. Now Edwards push kicking to the body.
This might be the first round that Edwards hasn't hit the deck, hasn't been on the mat. Well, I say that, and there's the shot. That outside single.
There were two good right hands there from Eblen. Pops him and then goes straight again, transition into the takedown.
Runs the pipe.
So halfway point of round three, Fabian Edwards once again on the ground underneath Johnny Eblen. Eblen now 8 for 8 on takedowns. This is the first of 3 title bouts on our main card tonight here in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. The Battle of the Giants features this, the Bellator middleweight fight. A super fight between Chris Cyborg and Larissa Pacheco in our next bout, which will be our co-main event, and then we will finish tonight with the return of Francis Ngannou as he takes on Renan Ferreira. 2 heavyweight titans squaring off.
Eblen's just putting on a clinic, a Division I wrestling clinic and riding. Every time he's taking him down, he's just grinding on him, making him carry, driving through his feet, hips on hips, carrying all that weight. He's gonna cinch, get his hands locked. I don't think he has his hands locked. He's trying to get his hands locked there. Oh, he's gonna get out.
Lovely front kick. Yeah, right.
Toes dug right into the liver of Johnny Eblen.
You know, it's a really useful mentality that comes from wrestling, Randy, and you'll be able to speak to this much better than me. But the mentality of coming from wrestling into mixed martial arts and being okay with trying and failing on takedowns and keep trying again and keep trying again. Whereas sometimes a striker, they can get caught into the trap of trying to be too perfect, right? I don't want to get touched at all. I want to be clean and crisp and land all of my techniques.
Oh, nice flying knee.
Like Eblen never seems discouraged, even if Fabian scrambles back to his feet. It doesn't slow him down from attempting to set the takedown up again. There's that slip counter. Oh, and an elbow from Eblen that time.
And he went right underneath after the elbow, ducked down, and he'll try to get Fabian Edwards to the ground one more time here in the 3rd round. Pressure against the smart cage barrier. And we'll finish round 3 there.
Stop! Good job. Now let's go.
Fabian needs to be a bit more aggressive. I think he needs to pick up his pace. That's what I was talking about in that last round where, you know, sometimes strikers, they want to be a bit perfect, you know. This is a bit better. He's picking a bit more. There's that counter. He keeps investing in that. I'd like him to follow it up, though, because every time, even if he throws it and misses it, Eblen is out of shape.
Yeah.
He's in a bad position. He could follow it up with some more strikes, but again, it's often, I feel with Fabian, he's looking for that perfect single punch where he just puts somebody out.
So a wheel kick attempt there from Eblen. That's not what wrestlers do, Randy.
No, it's definitely not.
This is better pressure from Fabian.
Oh,
Nice combination.
a short little right hand from Eblen.
Adjusted the reach on his punches to make sure they landed in close.
Something else to consider as well is I think Fabian's going to do better taking some of these punches from Eblen if he's not moving backwards at the same time. Get a bit of Mike Tyson, tuck up and weave himself inside a little bit.
Find the counter from there.
Exactly, yes, yeah.
There's the counter left again from Fabian Edwards. By itself, to the chagrin of Dan Hardy. Good left again. Snap the head of Eblen back on that one.
I gotta watch what I'll say. I'll kick my ass in the gym next time I visit Renegade. I'm not gonna say too much. But the thing is, if it works, right? If you slip counter and you ping this guy, put him unconscious, then you're laughing. You know, you've proved your point that this is what you need to do. But against someone like Johnny Eblen, you've got to look at what Kasanganay did to him. Kept pressure on him, kept throwing, kept digging to the body. Giving him too much space to work. He's giving him too much space to set up these takedowns. And Eblen is just, as you said, Randy, putting on a clinic. He's just dominating here with his wrestling.
Just an absolute machine.
Edwards gave up that takedown a little easier than he'd given up any of the others in this fight.
And the more times Fabian has to defend takedowns, which he's now been doing for the best part of 20 minutes, his takedown defense starts to slow, starts to weaken a little bit. His reaction times aren't quite as quick. He doesn't spring back to his feet quite as much. And look how Eblen's controlling that back foot. Very interesting. It's going to be making
ankle ride.
Yeah, ankle ride, right?
Ankle ride. A nice tight waist and an ankle ride, and every time he gets to his feet, he cinches that grip. He'll come to the far side. He'll pick him back up and put him right back on his deck.
Over and over again, Johnny Eblen Reintroducing Fabian Edwards to the canvas in our smart cage.
The ankle ride again, Randy. That must be so difficult to free up in wrestling shoes.
It is hard. You have to be careful with guys that are good at rolling the leg locks if
Right.
you want to hook that ankle that way. But obviously with Edwards, we've never seen him roll to an ankle lock. He just wants to stand up.
Yeah. See, and you can see that the will to scramble now is starting to
It's
leave
waning.
Fabian.
It absolutely is. He's a little disheartened. He just keeps getting dropped. Every time he gets back to his feet, he gets picked up and dropped again.
I mean, this is just exhausting for both of these guys. I remember Gregor Gillespie saying something once. He said, I knew I had to get myself tired to get him tired, right? And that's something that Eblen accepts before he even steps into the cage. He knows he's going to be exhausted at some point in this fight, but if he's exhausted and winning, it doesn't matter. Fabian's going to try and break this grip. Every time he takes his hands off the canvas to start trying to fight this grip, you can see Eblen starts to lift him skywards.
He cinches on the opposite side, then brings his hips around just like that.
The other real danger there as well is as you're coming back down to the canvas and you post that hand, you've got to hope your elbow bends in the right direction.
Yeah,
We've
I've seen
that
some
a few
dislocations,
times, right?
yes.
Look how deep the right arm grip is for Johnny Eblen. Making sure he's tight on that waist.
Let's go, gentlemen. Let's work. Work to finish. Let's go.
Fabian's got to drop his weight here. He's got to spread his base and drop his weight, unless he's going to try for that Kimura trap, which he could, but it's too tight around the waist now.
Eblen separates to try with a combination.
Oh,
There's the uppercut again from Edwards and a stabbing kick to the midsection. Trying to take advantage of the space here at the end of round 4.
I want to see Edwards lose his temper a little bit, right? I want to see him get angry at his opponent in front of him a little bit.
Fabian Edwards, the challenger, Johnny Eblen, the defending champion. A rematch.
All right, gentlemen. 5th final round. Red fight. Red fight. Help. Go.
All right, I feel like it's 4 rounds to 0, and I feel like Fabian's got to do something special here.
I agree with you on that. Absolutely.
We have, however, seen his brother Leon in this same situation. An uncorker, headshot dead.
Stop time.
Ooh.
Eye poke there.
Time.
Ah,
Right here.
another good one.
Right here. Hey. Stay right there. No coaching, guys. Stand over here. Just work it out. You got time, okay? You got time. Stay right here.
Take a look at this on replay.
Hey, guys, get a wet towel. Give me a wet towel, please. You have time. You have time to work it out. Over here. Stay over here. You're going to go. Wet it, please. Put that in your eye. You have time, okay? You have time.
Hand was open.
Put it in your eye. You got time.
Oh, yeah. Almost, Eblen almost moved into the open hand, though.
Yeah.
That was unfortunate.
Sure.
Poke him in
time.
the eye
He's
with,
ready
with
to
the
go. Yeah.
ring finger and one
Close your
scratched
fingers,
him
okay?
on the bridge of the
Close your
nose, I
fingers,
think,
please.
is where the
Okay.
blood's coming
All right,
from.
gentlemen. Bring it in, gentlemen. Bring it in.
Maybe that's,
hey, guys. Hey,
it may
let's
be
keep
that-
it clean, all right, gentlemen? All right, accidental. Go!
Is the blood coming from the cut from the last fight? See, Eblen wants to keep the pressure on here. He doesn't want any time to recover because he's out in the lead right now. 4 rounds potentially on the scorecards in his favor.
Yeah.
And what he doesn't want is to give Fabian, you know, energy for these last 4 minutes where he can really start to turn things around.
Exactly.
He wants to keep that fatigue in his system, keep those lungs burning.
Stop! Time! Time! Right here, brother. Right
I'm
here. Stand over here. Hey.
I'm guessing Eblen will shake this off pretty
Yeah.
quick to keep the fight moving.
Over here.
I think so.
That was a push kick
How we feeling?
from Fabian Edwards. We'll take a look at this replay.
You okay? Okay. Hey,
Pulled the buckle of the belt buckle of the shorts up
All
almost.
right, let's go.
But there's definite contact with the back half of Edwards' foot. But right back to the action as Randy anticipated.
Yeah, Eblen knows fatigue is a weapon for him here. Lovely takedown defense there from Edwards.
Beautiful.
Much better on the front foot with his takedown defense than he is up against the fence while
Sure
moving
did.
away.
Yeah, he did a great job getting his hand down in between them and pulled Eblen right up.
to start putting his punches together here. And you know that Eblen's going to disappear under it. The first opportunity of a good takedown, he's going to be gone. He's going to be in on those legs, trying to put this fight in a place where it's safe for the next 3.5 minutes.
Right now, Fabian Edwards playing the aggressor, continuing to stab away at the midsection with his own rear leg. Good left hand, left knee combination. Eblen fires right back.
Edwards is starting to find his mark.
If you're fighting Fabian Edwards with no time limits, I would imagine that his gas tank is going to last for a long, long time. And he's going to be able to keep picking at his opponents until something gets through. That was a lovely front kick again to the midsection.
He's
Perfectly
landed
timed.
it so many times in this fight. Johnny Eblen not showing any serious damage from it, but
again, good takedown defense, beautiful hips.
this is the round that Fabian Edwards needs to have. Good left hand sneaks through. Over 2 minutes left in this 5th and final round. Eblen tries again for a takedown. Short elbow from Fabian Edwards. Eblen with the hook straight combination. Another left hand lands for Edwards.
There's that elbow.
Look at this. Dirty elbow boxing. Good jab from Eblen as he retreats.
Easily the best round so far for Fabian Edwards.
Absolutely. Stuck 4 takedowns in this round. He's letting his hands go.
I think maybe you got one of those "don't let him bully your son" conversations in the corner between rounds.
But look at Johnny Eblen. They call him pressure for a reason.
Absolutely right.
Even as Fabian Edwards is trying to build a little hope, he just pushes against the fence, stuffs everything.
Eblen with a little elbow of his own there.
Oh, that one hurt him, I think.
Another one to the midsection. Good counter from Eblen. Fabian Edwards putting in work on the midsection of Johnny Eblen here in this 5th and final round. Less than a minute to pull something out of his hat.
Both these guys are exhausted.
More body work from Fabian Edwards. Good left hand again.
Oh,
beautiful knee right up the middle.
Saw the shockwaves of that knee through Eblen's body.
30 seconds. Still time, but not a lot of it.
Torrential 5th round pace. Wow.
Eblen's got a head like a buffalo, man. He takes a shot so well. Things just bounce off him.
Final 10. Final bell. A deep breath.
Ladies and gentlemen, having gone the distance in the first of our world title fights tonight, we'll go now to your 3 judges. Brian Miner, Hadi Ali, Eric Colon. All 3 have it exactly the same at 48-47.
Just tell me who presents.
I'll see it for the winner by unanimous decision. And still, Bellator middleweight world champion Johnny Pressure Eblen.
Johnny, congratulations on another successful title defense. You won the fight, I thought, very clearly, 48-47. Sometimes, though, champions need heart, right? Talk to me about the last 5 minutes of this fight.
Yeah, man, I kind of faded a little bit. I mean, it's a 7-hour time difference from where I'm at, South Florida. So I had to come out about 10 days early. I think I need to come out a little earlier.
Well, despite that, very, very impressive performance early on in the first 4 rounds. How did you feel as the fight was going on? I know the first one you had knocked him out, but there was of course some talk because of the cut and the scorecards. How satisfying was it to get it done tonight?
I'm pretty satisfied. I wish I could have ended him again. there's still some aspects of my game I need to work on. And hey, man, Fabian's a top-level guy, man. He's one of the best in the world. And, man, it was really, really great to reface him again.
It was fun watching you tonight. Congratulations, Johnny. Sean, back to you.